welcome back. Off camera, I've already prepped my skin and covered my brows. With the Real Technique sponge, I apply my foundation, covering my brows slightly. Next, I apply a translucent powder all over my face to set my foundation. To contour my face, I take a contour powder and I apply this to the hollows of my cheeks. To get a more precise contour, I grab a blending brush and contour the apples of my cheeks and down the sides of my mouth. I also contour the sides of my nose and go into the sockets of my eyes. I take a pinky blush from Makeup Geek and apply this to the apples of my cheeks. Next, I dip into my Saucebox palette and I pick up a cool medium brown shadow and I define my eyebrows. Chavo's eyebrows are a little bit more farther spaced than mine, so I leave the front bit empty. I grab a sea sponge and I dip into a brown body paint and stipple some freckles onto my cheeks. So then I dip back into the brown paint and with a thin liner brush, I add some small freckles and some medium sized freckles. To open up my eyes, I grab NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk and I apply this to my waterline and my bottom lash line. To define my eyes even further, I take a brown medium eyeshadow and with the angle brush, I apply this underneath the white. To add a tiny bit of color to my lips, I take a peachy nude color and I apply this on top. I comb my lashes with some mascara. Moving on to the body paint, I grab a large paddle brush and with the white cream paint, I apply horizontal lines across my chest. With the same brush, I apply brown paint to the center of the white to give the illusion of a striped shirt. And then I grab a makeup wipe and I remove the part on my arms because I wanted the sleeves to go at a different angle. Next, I mix in orange and brown body paint and I fill in the negative space. For the collar, I add the same mixture of orange and brown and carefully fill it in. For the suspenders, I take a light orange paint and add 2 lines. Next, I draw the barrel and I add brown to the bottom part. While I let that dry, I remove a small part of the shirt with a makeup wipe, and with a dark brown eyeshadow, I outline the hole and shade it inwards. I take the same dark brown eyeshadow and I add shading to all the orange stripes to give the shirt a little bit more depth. Add the same dark brown eyeshadow to the suspenders and I make it seem like one is on top of the other. To give it a little bit more depth, I add black eyeshadow to the suspenders. I also add black eyeshadow to the edges of the collar to separate it from the rest of the shirt. And I also take that black eyeshadow and put it in between the shirt and the sleeve and add some little bit of lines and puckering. With a medium angle brush, I add black body paint across the barrel. I also add a black line in between the shirt and the barrel, and to separate it even further, I take some black eyeshadow and blend it up and out a little bit. I also add white vertical lines to give the illusion that the wood has some paneling to it and some graininess. And I also add a white line at the very top of the barrel and then little lines all around. And then the last thing that I do is I add black eyeshadow and add shading in between the black lines to define the panels of wood. And here's my finished look. I filmed this about a year ago on an Instagram collab with a couple of cool artists. I'll link their looks down below. And I found this old footage and realized that I never uploaded it to YouTube. So I'm so sorry about that. But I hope you guys liked it. And yeah, don't forget to check us out on Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, Formidable Artistry, just how it's spelled here. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye!